What's up guys, Rust Daddy here with my first ever bunker base design that I call BeachTurtle version 1.0 for Duo and Trio. It features a spacious living area with enough space to place a workbench level 2 and 3, several sleeping bags and even 3 beds for you and your teammates. With the use of hyper-efficient loot room design, you can pack up to 41.4 large boxes worth of loot. The raid cost is 24 rockets to the DC and up to 65 rockets for a complete raid. But of course those numbers might be even less if the base is yours. You do not require any blueprints for the initial stages of the build. However, to make the base as strong as possible, the most important blueprints are garage doors, reinforced glass windows, and vertical metal embrasures. To round up the design, you might find use for the drop boxes, floor grills, auto turrets, and shotgun traps. To build a base, you will need about 17k metal and just under 300 HQM, and the upkeep will be 4k metal and 55 HQM, which is not a difficult task to get even for a duo. With all the building blocks in its final tier, you'll be able to put up as much as 3.6 days of upkeep in the TC. So tag along for a little tour. The entrance has your typical evil sausage airlock that provides good view of the surroundings and contains some drop chests and a workbench. Behind the first 2 garage doors, you can put your anti-door camper auto turrets in and out of action from within the safety of the base. Continuing down the corridor, you have your furnaces integrated into the base honeycomb to save space, and the first loot room that has intercalating garage door for extra layer of protection in case of a raid. The main living space houses level 3 workbench and up to 3 beds. Leading to the other side of the base, you have one small and one more large loot room to the right, and a level 2 workbench that is also integrated into the base honeycomb. Finally, behind the garage door to the left is the last loot room that leads to a well-protected TC. The entrance into the bunker is through a gap in the floor in the beginning of the base. The bunker can hold up to 13 large boxes worth of loot. Here you can easily fit a hard-to-drain shotgun traps. To bunker up, place a half wall with the soft side facing the sleeping bags and upgrade it to wood. Jump outside, place a floor triangle and upgrade it to high qual. Before placing the roof, activate the garage door above it, as you will not be able to close it from the outside once the roof is placed. Finally, upgrade the roof to metal and go offline. When you come back online, spawn inside, grab a tool such as a sword or a hatchet, destroy the half wall and you're good to go. To start building the base, you will need to farm 2.5k stone and 1.1k wood. In addition to that, you should have a TC, 2 wooden doors, some locks, and your sleeping bags. Start by placing a triangle foundation pointing towards a slope, and then a half wall with the soft side facing inwards. Place a sleeping bag in front and confirm that you can still place a floor tile above it. Upgrade the foundations and the half wall to stone. As you will see, this half wall is very important for the bunker mechanics. Now place a floor triangle directly above the triangle foundation, followed by a raised triangle foundation on the left, and 2 raised triangle foundations on the right side. Then upgrade everything to stone. Once done, close yourself in by placing walls, doorways, and floor triangles as shown. You can already now upgrade the walls and ceilings to stone, but keep the backmost wall and the door frames wood, as you will have to soft side pick them later. Place the wooden doors to create a temporary airlock. Turn around and place a twig wall here, as this will help with TC placement. The TC goes into the leftmost corner. When placing the TC, make sure that it is not sticking into the twig, as this will not allow you to replace the twig later on when needed. To allow easier access into the starter, place a twig foundation under the entrance. Finally, place your furnaces, temporary small boxes, and sleeping bags inside. That's it, you've now finished your starter, so go get some rest, for tomorrow we farm. We will first start building our bunker. Since it helps to build the bunker out of metal already now, you should focus on getting 1.8k metal frags cooked as soon as possible. Considering you have 3 furnaces cooking continuously, that shouldn't be a difficult task. So let's begin. Go outside and place 2 square foundations to the right of the entrance and 2 triangle foundations leading directly outwards. Now place raised triangle foundations on the right and left side of the base as shown. Before you continue, break the middlemost square foundation and place your sleeping bags and a box with some tools inside for breaking the bunker seal. Now place a floor and a triangle floor leading directly from the TC room and follow up with 2 more raised triangle foundations to seal the perimeter of the bunker room. Do it in ascent order or you won't be able to place the triangle here. You'll notice that the stability mechanics will not allow you to seal the bunker. The trick here is to first place a half wall under, so that when the two floors are placed and the half wall is destroyed, the floors remain at minimum stability. Now upgrade the bunker floor to wood. As mentioned, you should aim to upgrade the bunker to metal. However, if you don't have the metal just yet, at least consider upgrading the raised foundations, as this will minimize the risks of pickaxe raiding. Once finished, seal the bunker by placing a twig half wall with the soft side facing towards the sleeping bags. You can upgrade a twig to wood, although it is highly unlikely that someone will try to raid you using incendiary rockets. Finally, seal the bunker with the floor triangle and upgrade that to metal as well. To allow easier access, place a twig foundation steps in front of the base. The bunker is now complete. As it still lacks the proper airlocked access, you should consider not placing any valuable loot inside the bunker just yet. So let's continue and expand the starter. By now, you should have replaced the locks with code locks and all wooden doors to sheet metal doors. If you chose to upgrade your bunker to sheet metal, you should not forget to upgrade the first triangle foundation and half wall under the DC to sheet metal as well, making sure to flip the half wall soft side towards the bunker. Now exit the base and place the wall frame on the right side. Close yourself in by placing 5 walls on the left side, and then finish by placing floors to seal the roof. Place a sheet double door facing outwards to close the resulting room. Your level 1 workbench can go into the triangle opposite to the new exit. At this point, you can also transfer the temporary items into the newly built room. Now grab a tool such as a hatchet or a sword, close yourself inside the triangle where the furnaces once were by placing a stone wall with the soft side facing the TC and pick out the wooden wall. For now, you can place a door frame and a sheet metal double door here. Go back inside the base and make the first loot room. Place a twig half wall and 2 floor triangles on top. Break the twig half wall and upgrade the triangles to stone. Finish with the door frame. You can now place your large boxes here. Once the loot room is set up, place a sheet metal double door and make sure that it opens outwards towards the new exit. Finally, pick out the initial starter airlock. Then, place a door frame and a sheet metal double door here, making sure that it opens outwards as well. The adjacent double doors now form an effective airlock. And just like that, your first starter expansion is now complete. Next, we will be making final expansion, where we concentrate on upgrading our base, making the TC more secure, creating the main entrance, and finally, setting up the loot rooms. With all the furnaces cooking, you should now have enough resources to start upgrading your base to sheet metal and completing the layout. Start by upgrading all existing structures, excluding the loot room shelves. Place a window frame in front of the TC and close it with a metal embrasure and reinforced glass window. Then, go outside and start sealing the perimeter of the base with 5 walls and then floors as shown. Finally, finish with 2 additional walls to shape a corridor at the entrance of the base. As you should be able to craft garage doors by now, finish by placing 2 of them at the entrance. At this point, it is a good idea to start upgrading the door frames to metal, as this prevents splash damage at exposed junctions. To build the entrance, place 2 raised sheet metal triangle foundations in front of the base. Then, follow up with 2 walls and triangle floors on each side. Once done, jump down and place lowered stone triangle and square foundation in between. Place stone door frames, a doorway, and optionally a floor frame on top. This will become the airlock unit. Finish it by placing shop front, floor grill, and doors, making sure that the sheet metal double door is opening outwards to form an airlock. Lastly, jump up and seal the top of the airlock unit with the stone half wall and floor triangle. With the entrance now complete, you can furnish the base at your own pace. Start by placing your furnaces into the honeycomb, then close them with 2 half walls. Break the lower half, replace it with the low wall, and upgrade everything to sheet metal. Repeat the same steps with the level 2 workbench. Do not worry if you do not have the level 2 just yet. You can easily place it later even through the honeycomb just by jumping on a box. Now follow up with 2 more garage doors at the entrance, and replace all the double doors, making sure to upgrade all the door frames to metal. Finally, finish setting up the loot rooms by following the same steps as previously shown, but wait with the loot room by the TC for now. Place additional garage doors here, but not on the triangle base leading to the bunker. That is where we will place the stability roof to seal the main entrance. It is now time to upgrade the base. To upgrade the TC room, you will have to climb through the window frame. You can easily do that by jumping onto a large box, then proceed upgrading the floor and roof tiles. Set up the loot room by the DC as usual. However, upgrade the furthest floor triangle to high wall. This will make sure that the raiders have to go through at least one high wall if they try to reach the DC from this angle. Now upgrade the DC room walls and 2 surrounding triangle foundations as well. Lastly, upgrade the entire bunker perimeter. This includes even the roof tiles. If you chose to go with the Dropbox and barbecue loot room design, do not honeycomb the base just yet, as you will have to place the Dropboxes first. For example, to fit the bunker, you could start by first placing the Dropboxes. Then proceed with the barbecues with openings facing towards the wall and small boxes under. At some point, you can place the drop boxes in a better way by doing it from the other side of the wall. However, make sure that when placing the drop boxes, they are as close to the midline as possible, otherwise you will not be able to place the honeycomb around it. But if you don't care much for the hyper-efficient loot rooms, you can finish the honeycomb already now. Bottom line is that you can set up the loot rooms and deployables to fit yours and your teammates' playstyle. One recommendation is to fit the level 3 workbench in the midmost square of the main living space. A research bench or a repair bench fit perfectly in the airlock unit. Finally, shotgun traps may be placed in several places throughout the base. With a few more touches here and there, you should now have a complete base that will hopefully be of good use whether it's an early wipe or a late game. As for myself, I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and whether that is or isn't the case, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. This was Rust Daddy, and may the next wipe be ever in your favor.